Good evening, everyone. I just want to make sure we're good to go. It's so hard to do it this way. Could I get a thumbs up from Sacramento?
We're ready to go, Chair.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Mental Health Services Oversight and Accountability Commission meeting. My name is Mara Madrigal-Weiss, and I am the chair of the commission. I want to thank you for attending today's special meeting. For this special meeting, we have multiple satellite locations across the state that are open to the public. Our satellite locations are stated on the posted agenda and are in Sacramento, 2 in Los Angeles, 1 in San Diego, and 1 in Santa Barbara. Now we're going to go ahead and take roll and establish a quorum. We would like to note for the record that we are currently required to have a minimum of 8 commissioners in person at our Sacramento office or at a satellite location to establish quorum. We have 1 vacancy on the commission and 1 commissioner currently on leave. Therefore, under the Bagley-Keene Open Meetings Act, 8 commissioners in person are needed to conduct business today. Sandra, please go ahead and take roll now.
Brown.
I'm here.
Thank you. Bunch. Carrillo. Carnevale.
Here.
Chambers.
Present.
Cortese. Gordon.
Here.
Mitchell. Robinson. Roulette.
Here.
Sy. Sy.
I'm trying to contact him now.
Vice Chair Alvarez.
Here.
Chair Madrigal-Weiss.
Here.
We have quorum, but we need Commissioner Sy, since he is one of the Los Angeles locations. We cannot proceed until he's online because we will have to check for public comment at his location.
So what would you suggest? Do we pause at this time?
We do pause at this time because we need to, the next agenda item is general public comment, and we have to call public comment in all our satellite locations. So Commissioner Sy's location is one of our noticed locations. So if he has anybody there, they have a right to provide public comment during the next agenda item. So
Yeah.
I would suggest a 5-minute recess while we try
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Is that it? Commissioner Sy, is that you? Hello?
It sounded like Mayra Colunga. We just need to rename Mayra Colunga for Commissioner Sy.
Okay, so I will annotate that Commissioner Sy is present. Thank you. Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you, Sandra. It is now time for agenda item 2, general public comment. This time is reserved for comments on items that are not on the agenda. If anyone is interested in making public comment on items not on the agenda, please make those during this general public comment time. If you have any technical questions, please contact Commission staff at 916-500-0577. At this time, I will ask Amariani to go over the public comment procedures.
All members of the public will have the opportunity to offer comment as described in the agenda. If you would like to comment on that agenda item, please wait until that item starts. You may request to make public comment by clicking the raise hand icon on your computer or the app, or if calling in by phone, push *9. You will be placed in a queue to comment on that item. When it is your turn to comment, the moderator will unmute your line and announce your name or the last 3 digits of your telephone number. When you are unmuted, we are able to hear you. We will do our best to take comments in the order they are received. Please note, once the public comment period for the agenda item starts, we will close the public comment queue, so please make requests to comment now. The moderator will insert the word last comment next to the commenter's name or number to identify the last public comment. Members of the public should be prepared to complete their comments within 3 minutes or less, depending on time constraints. When we have reached the end of your time, our staff will let you know, but we will let you finish your thoughts. We don't mean to cut anyone off, but we do want to help everyone keep time up. We truly appreciate your understanding with this process. Lastly, if there are any members of the public using translation technology, please notify the chair and at least twice the amount of time will be given to you during the public comment period. A live meeting transcription or closed captioning is available for anyone participating in the meeting. If that option is not currently visible, please activate the closed captioning feature located in the control bar at the top or bottom of your screen. We currently have 2 public comments in the Sacramento location. Our first comment is from Claire.
Is that better? Hi, good afternoon. My name is Claire Courtright, and I am giving a general public comment, reiterating what a number of people have asked, is that several of the commissioners on this commission please resign. I am part of a licensed profession, and our rules of ethics require attorneys, and I think other people should model themselves on it, to avoid even the appearance of impartiality or misconduct or public corruption. And I feel that several members of this commission are not meeting that ethical bar and that they should hold themselves to that standard. The perception of this commission is not very good in the public right now, and I think it should be repeated why. I had occasion to go back and actually read the links in the 2 KFF news articles that came out. Some of those links were emails from Commissioner Toby Ewing, or Executive Director Toby Ewing. And in them, after he returned, and several of these commissioners returned from a Couth finance trip to London, he wrote the COO of Couth and said this: "We are home and mostly recovered, except," he notes, Commissioner Carnevale is still in London. "We returned home with ambitious ideas, and you have outlined several exciting propositions. We are also thinking through a number of follow-ups, and I want to share with you what we understand to be the legislature's follow-up coming out of budget negotiations on the digital platform. We expect you to be involved in whatever we dream up." I don't believe that Commissioner Ewing refers to himself as we. There are other commissioners involved in whatever the dealings are with Couth, and he's referencing that. And I don't think, I think those commissioners clearly know who they are and that they should step down as a result. What else is in these emails is lobbying and consulting on behalf of a hedge fund-owned United Kingdom-based company. That includes some very strange things that I find extremely strange. For instance, Toby telling Couth that it should get money for its engagement that it is required under its contract to have its number of users and meet payments from the state by, if there are concerns that there are no funds for that work, consider asking the commission, this commission, to dedicate some of the funding you, referring to Couth, provide us for the community advocacy to be used to support community advocacy for the digital platform. What in the world is going on? Why would Couth be giving money to this commission for this commission to give money back to Couth? It doesn't look good, and I don't believe that what has sort of come out to date is going to be the end of it, because it shouldn't be. And so again, I think the involved commissioners should resign. You're causing scrutiny on yourselves and on the people that appointed you to the commission and at whose pleasure you serve.
Your time is up. Please wrap up your comment.
Thank you, Claire. Our next comment is from Susan.
Hello, everyone. Susan Gallagher, Executive Director of Cal Voices. I'm also deeply concerned that Toby was seeking executive authority to execute sole source contracts on his own outside of commission work. Back a couple of years ago, my son Matthew came to this commission. He had done some legal research, just being a new lawyer, and he approached the commission and said that Toby really didn't have the executive authority, based on his research in the law, to do these sole source contracts. Fast forward, nobody seems to care. But there was an attorney general opinion on this matter that nobody saw, wasn't brought before this commission. It was certainly, sure as hell, wasn't brought before the people. And it said that Toby wasn't supposed to keep sole sourcing these contracts. And I'm assuming that some of you know about this, and if you don't, you should. So that's a problem, and it's a continued problem. And we're here today to vote somebody new in, and what have we cleaned up? Have we cleaned up anything? That's what I want to ask this commission today, because honestly, it's egregious that you guys even have the words Oversight and Accountability Commission in your name. It's a problem. Clearly, Toby and other commissioners have been engaging in serial communication in violation of the Bagley-Keene Act. And I can't tell you how many emails I have that can prove this. Do I want to go to the press? I mean, really? Like, this whole thing is so ugly and dirty. I want to wash my hands. I'm dirty coming here today, to be quite honest with you. The fact that this commission has regularly engaged in these conversations outside of the public meeting, out of the public process that is here under law in California, and nobody seems to care about it. The fact that this commission went on to New York and London, not just London, that's all you guys have talked about, but you also went to New York with Dr. Gallagher, Michelle Bass, the governor's wife, and many other, Commissioner Carnevale, I think you were in the picture as well. Autumn Boylan was there. What I want to know is whose dime was this paid on? And we're going there for Couth. And I want to know what Couth has done for all of you to get so much play. Because we, the people, don't get this kind of play or access to our government officials. We don't get this kind of funding broken off to us in peer-run organizations and client behavioral health services across this great state. We get none of this. I asked Toby to put something on the agenda for years, and he wouldn't put it on for me. He wouldn't put a peer-run program on there if his life depended on it. He never published any of our reports. It's egregious what I see going on here. And I do see it. And I just want to let you all know I see it. In fact, that you're still allowing Toby to go to Rome tomorrow. He's still a part of the commission until November 22nd. I don't care if it's on his dime or his time. Somebody needs to say no, because it doesn't look good. And we're going to answer to that press report too.
Wrap up your comment.
Yeah, I'm not really done. But you've shifted the focus away from the grassroots community. You learn nothing from tech suites. We had groomers on those suites. We had groomers on those tech things, and you guys buried it. You buried it. You all buried it. Who did the research? I did. I provided more oversight and accountability than this commission has in the last 10 years. As a private nonprofit organization where I got 4 kids. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do your jobs, commission. That's what I want to tell y'all. Do your jobs.
And that was our last in-room comment. We have 3 virtual comments. Our first comment is from Stacy. Your line's open.
Stacy Modo with REMCO, the Racial and Ethnic Mental Health Disparities Coalition. I would like to thank Cal Voices for their comments. I am not prepared to formally support them at this time, but personally, I certainly agree with much of what they said and have experienced that myself, asking many times for this commission to hear about certain projects or about other matters that were just never allowed to be on the agenda. But my main comments today are, if the commission will be discussing the hiring of a new executive director, it would be beneficial to involve the behavioral health community, especially representatives of underserved, unserved, and inappropriately served communities, as well as the client and family community, in the recruitment and hiring of the next executive director. Involving community representatives in the hiring process would go a long way towards building and restoring trust between the commission and the community. I would imagine the community input would be that there should be attention paid to such things as whether the candidate has been a supportive supervisor in the past, since the current staff have in general not been supervised in a supportive, collaborative manner that promoted teamwork for some time. The current staff deserve this and deserve a leader who will reward their hard work and dedication to the commission and their commitment to the values of the MHSA. Also, that the candidate understands, promotes, and has a track record of bringing on and retaining staff from BIPOC communities, and also has a personal interest in reducing disparities, since this has not been a priority of the commission in the past. Of course, we would want the candidate to have knowledge regarding mental and behavioral health, housing, and other policy issues. But there have been some areas that the commission has not been leading on, and this would be an opportunity to strengthen those areas now. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next comment is from Kevin. Your line is open.
Greetings, commissioners and our audience. I was very surprised to hear such derogatory things said about such an important part of our future in regards to our commission, especially from Susan Gallagher. And so that must be credible. So I wasn't here to talk about that. What I was here to do is say hello to my friends and family here. And we've done a lot when it comes to mental health and wellness for our students and for our schools. And one way to really squash all this noise of what we're hearing from, from Claire and Susan and Vicky and others, is to really bring trust back in for our people here in California and throughout the United States. One way that we can do that is that we've got Veterans Day coming up. Nationally, we have Martin Luther King as a national figure. We've got Mother's Day, we've got Father's Day. What about implementation of the Kids Day? We've tried it. May 18th, actually, as the Lions Club International, we put on a great show at the Army Depot. Now, if you all can agree that we can work together, I'm trusted. I've got a lot of alliances with the Lions Club to partner and steering a committee into National Kids Day, May 18th. That would make you and us a part of something special, because our kids need you. Our kids need us. We're talking about the truth about drugs. We're talking about social and emotional learning skills. We're talking about the way to happiness. We're talking about human rights. We need you. We need us. My name is Kevin Dredge. I'm an advocate. Those of you that don't know me, just take a look at my past history. I care. I am truly involved. I've been involved for the past decade through the Roseville Joint Union High School District and beyond. I've been to the White House. I've talked to several different representatives in regards to fentanyl awareness and many other avenues that we can come together and really make this the farm to fork city that we know and we love, and that's Sacramento. My name is Kevin Dredge. I'm here to make a difference, and I would love to meet with you and really develop a steering committee for every year on May 18th. We would have special Kids Day. We've got Mother's Day. We've got Father's Day. Why not have Kids Day? We can all come together and make this a community supportive initiative. What do you think?
Thank you, Kevin.
How does that sound? Can we collaborate more on that and maybe join in as a steering committee of Claire and Susan, especially Susan Gallagher, and all of the other important organizations to really go forward with this. The Lions Club, we've got 55,000 Lions Clubs throughout the world in 195 countries, over 1.4 million members that are all giving back. Selfless people. We want to give back. We want to really coach.
Comment time is up. Please wrap up your comment.
That's good. I'm just wondering if we can collaborate further on this.
Tell him he can't comment on public comment.
Kevin, we can't provide comment here, but we can have staff reach out to you.
Okay. Would you like my phone number, or can you give me an email that I can reach out, or how?
Yeah,
Can
if you want to reach out to our general inbox, it's going to be mhsoac@mhsoac.ca.gov.
One more time.
mhsoac@mhsoac.ca.gov.
All right. And one other thing, please, is will there be a copy of this actual meeting to where we can review this together?
Yes, we will post our live recording hopefully by the end of the week.
Wonderful. Thank you again for all you do. I appreciate it.
And Kevin, Tom Orick from the staff is going to follow up with you as well.
I love that. Thank you, Tom. Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Our next comment, our next virtual comment is from the phone number ending in 238. Your line is open.
Yes, can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Trevor Derby, founder of Parents Right to Develop Children. The last 6 years I've dealt with digital illness that is not being identified. We had AB 638 that Quicksilver passed in 2120 early intervention prevention. You have not defined that. And what it is that we'll call anxious generation, how we want to happen to illness, to esports, digital madness. It's about time. It's about having Hope Squad. Hope Squad is a national program that 63 can pay for elementary upward to give a peer pressure to help children address the crisis that they're in. I would encourage you to look at this article here on my site of Social Emotional, PAWS.com. Second Rancho Cucamonga teen suicide spurs more conversation around love and support. I encourage this commission to use the website and get youth involved. I've alerted the Rancho Cucamonga community. I alerted Washington, D.C. and Sacramento for 6 years. We don't have a grasp of this brain and the logarithm, how awareness like Utah has done to bring some correction of our lack of understanding, how to de-energize this and become happy. String Strong is there on my site, all kinds of experts that give you that tool, but we don't have the awareness. Our elected officials are inept and our legislative staff is inept. Our laws of child abuse should be addressed. We're not going after our First Amendment because that's what we have to do. Because in the federal laws and state, any physical emotional harm, which is what does brain development of our child, causes this paradigm of problems, and we're not connecting the dots. Your commission ought to be looking at what it's been around the world, and it's on my site. It's no one wants to take the time to put a plan together under the AB 638 of 2122 to decide what is prevention of prevention and how do you get there and promote awareness in the community or culture and bring Hope Squad in order to diminish the potential suicide risk. I hope that this is the best as I can do, but a lot needs to be done so that we have a culture change, just like the car seat. You don't put it you put it in the back and backwards for a reason, and you put it in the front for an age group. Kids' brain development is being, since the birth, are exposed to violence on the TV, internet. They lack empathy. And you're seeing the rage of it, okay? You're seeing that we have a pool, we have a fence front, we have it as a commission or the state of California brought awareness like Utah and to understand how to diminish that situation. And I hope this commission, go to social, emotional.
Please wrap up your comment.
I hope you do something. Thank you.
Thank you. That was our last virtual comment.
Thank you, Mariani. So we'll go to the public comments at other satellite locations. So do we have any public comments from our Los Angeles locations? No from Vice Chair Alvarez. Commissioner Sy, any public comments from your location?
No public comments from this location.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown?
Nothing from Santa Barbara.
Okay, and there are none here in San Diego. So then I would say we are going to move on. So we're now going to move on to agenda item 3, the Bagley-Keene special meeting requirement. In accordance with Government Code 11125.4C, I have called the special meeting to address a personnel matter, waiting for the 10-day public notice as required by the Government Code Section 11125 would cause substantial harm to public interest. We need a 2/3 commission vote to move forward with this meeting. That is 10 commissioners or a unanimous vote of those present if we do not have 10 commissioners present. I want to be clear that this vote is to simply move forward the discussion in closed session. According to the rules, this vote must happen before we can move forward with our closed session discussion. During closed session, we will discuss the matter in greater detail. At this time, I would like to invite commissioners to offer comments or ask questions about the process or Bagley-Keene rules, not the specifics of the personnel matter to be discussed in closed session. So we will now start public comment on this agenda item. We will begin with public comment in our satellite locations. At this time, do we have any public comments for this agenda item in our Sacramento location? Mariani?
No.
Thank you. So then I will move on to our Los Angeles location, Vice Chair Alvarez. I would ask then Commissioner Sy.
No public comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown.
No public comments from Santa Barbara.
Thank you. And I have no public comments here in the San Diego location. So then we have no public comments in our satellite office. Then we will move on. So do we have a motion to move forward with our closed session part of this meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. Was that, I'm sorry, I can't see.
Commissioner Roulette. So we need a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Gordon.
Do we have a first and a second? I would ask then, please, Sandra, if you would take roll call.
Thank you. Bontrager.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Bunch. Carnevale.
Aye.
Chambers.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Mitchell. Robinson. Roulette.
Aye.
Sy.
Aye.
Vice Chair Alvarez.
Aye.
Chair Madrigal Weiss.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We are now moving to agenda item 4, closed session to discuss a personnel matter. Before we go into closed session, we will open public comment about this agenda item. We will begin with public comment in our satellite locations. I'm sorry, Sandra, I thought we already had public comment on this. Is that correct?
No, it's on this separate agenda item. So the general public comment is for items not on the agenda. This is public comment. The prior public comment was for the vote to move and withhold the 10-day session to move forward with the closed session. And now this is the agenda item for the personnel action, which we can't discuss, but yes.
Thank you. Before we go into closed session, we will open public comment about this agenda item. We will begin with public comment in our satellite location. So do we have public comment for our Sacramento location, please?
We do not have any in-person comments. We do have 2 virtual comments.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Our first virtual comment is from Stacy. Your line is open.
Stacy Modo, Remco, the Racial and Ethnic Mental Health Disparities Coalition. And I apologize, I don't expect an answer, but it would help to clarify. I see that Assemblymember Wendy Carrillo, who is a member of the commission, I see a square with her name, and I didn't know if that is just her office listening in or if that is her. And again, I understand that you're not obligated to ask a question, but for the record, or maybe later on, if one of the staff could let me know, that would be great. Just curious. Thank you.
It's me, I'm on.
I can chime in and say that our commissioners have to participate in this session today per Bagley-Keene. They have to be either located at a satellite location or here in Sacramento. Since I understand Assemblymember Carrillo is not in neither, she can participate as a member of the public, but won't be able to participate as a commissioner unless she was at a satellite or here in Sacramento.
Thank you. Our next public comment is from Kevin. Your line is open.
Hi there once again. My name is Kevin Dredge. I am just a father of two, a diehard mental health fanatic and a mentor. And we are in special times. And this is a special meeting that I noticed, so I plugged into it. And we had one public comment earlier. I was trying to get my hand up. I'm having a hard time with my cell phone these days. About a commissioner. I know a commissioner that might want to join, and myself. I've been a liaison for quite some time. I don't know if I would qualify, but I do have the heart, the wit, and the will to make good things happen for our kids and our families. And for this next public comment, and because it's special times and it's a special meeting, are we giving any information on what I'm talking about right here, or did you qualify us on the agenda of what you will be speaking on now in closed session?
This is a public comment regarding the meeting that we're going to go into, the special meeting we're going to go into about a personnel matter.
Oh, the personnel matter. Oh, I thought that we covered that. Okay, cool. So, yeah, just it's special times, special meetings. I think it's great if we can make some special things happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin. That was our last virtual comment.
Thank you, Mariani. So we will move on to ask if there are any additional public comments from our satellite offices. So I'm going to start with Commissioner Sy.
No comments here in Los Angeles.
Thank you. Vice Chair Alvarez.
None here, other.
Thank you. And Commissioner Brown.
None in Santa Barbara.
Thank you. And we have none here in the satellite office of San Diego. So showing none, I would ask then that we move on.
We're entering closed session now, so we will update the slide with our tentative return time so that folks will stay aware.
Welcome back, everyone. We are now moving to agenda item 5, report back from closed session. During the closed session, the commissioners voted to appoint Will Lightbourne as the interim executive director of the commission, while the commission undergoes a nationwide search for a new executive director. Will Lightbourne has been called a stitcher of safety net services. His history of selfless public service at the county and state level is one that few can match. Most recently, Will Lightbourne served as a senior advisor in the Office of Youth and Community Restoration at California Health and Human Services Agency, where he provided leadership and support for increased integration of the juvenile system with other youth-serving public programs in health, behavioral health, social services, and housing, with the goal of supporting positive community reentry. Will served as the interim director at DHCS from 2020 to 2021, while our country was responding to the emergency conditions of the pandemic. He served from 2010 through 2019 as the director of the California Department of Social Services, where he launched a landmark effort to move more foster children out of institutions and into family-based settings. He is also credited with increased oversight of psychiatric drugs prescribed to youth in foster care. Prior to his state service, Lightburn was the director of social services in Santa Clara, San Francisco, and Santa Cruz counties. As head of the Santa Clara County Social Services Agency from 2000 to 2011, he worked to reduce the overrepresentation of kids of color in the child welfare system and directed the closure of a local children's shelter. We look forward to working with you, Will. That concludes today's meeting and engagement in today's meeting. This meeting is adjourned.